I'm Jim Upton, known all over the world actually now as the Dragon Master, primarily because of that dragon right there. And this is the actual weave. The Wonder Weaver is a device that I developed years ago because I wanted a dragon that wrapped itself all the way around the rod. A friend of mine was a weaver. I was not. I did cross wraps. So I asked him if he would weave a dragon all the way around my rod for me. He said no, he couldn't do that. So we went to an old Fred Hall show and sat down with Doc Ski. Doc said he wouldn't do it either, but he thought it could be done. So I decided that I would try to do that. It took me a year and a half, and the end result of a year and a half was this dragon, and it in fact goes all the way around the rod. And this is literally the very first 360-degree weave that I know of. After doing the first 360-degree dragon, in the process I developed this device called the Wonder Weaver. The Wonder Weaver, as you can see, allows you to set up threads all the way around the rod, so you can weave on any axis that you wish. As you can see here, I have different colors set up on different axes, and in this particular setup I'm demonstrating that you can use different sizes of thread to use the same pattern but end up with a smaller finished weave. That allows you to take a pattern that is too large, say for a fly rod, use much thinner thread and use that same pattern with the same detail and put it on a much smaller blank. So this device not only lets you weave 360 degrees, but you can see that by changing the size of thread, you can also use the same pattern to weave on a much smaller blank. The book I wrote after teaching some classes. Tom Kirkman, the owner of Rod Building Magazine, told me that I really needed to write a book on how to use the Wonder Weaver and how I did the weaving process myself. Hence, this is the end result. The book will take you from getting started and take you all the way through weaving and show you how to make corrections in your mistakes without losing your whole weave. What I'm working on here is a silhouette weave of my niece, and I thought it would be a good subject to try and complete here at the show. So just to kind of explain the process a little bit, you can see that the pattern is set up on a graph. Each column on this graph represents one complete revolution of the rod. So as we make those revolutions, you'll see that this background thread, the white thread, continuously wraps around the rod. As it does that, it moves out to the right. The threads that show in the pattern here are taken from the right. They go to the left, and you can see in this right now that some of those threads are in here, and they've been wrapped over what's left, but these that are on the left-hand side will literally come back, and when they come back, they'll lie on top, and that's what you will see. For some reason, the ladies seem to understand that better than the men do, but that, in a nutshell, is the process that we're going through. So right now, I am working on column 8, and I'm going to move thread 22 and put it in the pattern. So I take thread 22 out of the left side, and I put it into the slot 22, or I take it out of the right side and I put it in slot 22 on the left side, and then I go to the next one. The next one is, okay, 21 and 22. All right, now I'm going to put in 25 and 26. So I go over here and I pick up thread 25 on the right hand side, and I take it over and put it in slot 25. I pick up 26 and I put 26.